he worked to pay money to silence two women who had information that he believed would be detrimental to the 2016 campaign and to the candidate.
Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, will be remembered as the most controversial ex-president in the country's history. From social scandals to legal battles, the businessman turned politician is often on the negative side of the media. This explains why so many friends and associates have distanced themselves from him. Today's video is about how Trump's associate, Michael Cohen, opens up about why he quit representing the ex-president. We will also look into 9 other close associates who left Trump ahead of the upcoming 2024 elections. Michael Cohen, a tough-talking New York lawyer with a knack for negotiation, was an indispensable figure in Trump's inner circle. He was known for his unwavering loyalty and his willingness to do whatever it took to protect his boss. And protect him he did, often stepping into the shadows to handle delicate matters that could tarnish Trump's carefully crafted image. One such matter was the infamous Stormy Daniels scandal. In 2016, just months before the presidential election, news broke that Trump had allegedly had an affair with the adult film star. It was a bombshell revelation that threatened to derail Trump's campaign. But Cohen, ever the loyal soldier, sprang into action. Using his legal prowess and connections, Cohen orchestrated a hush money payment to Daniels, ensuring her silence and safeguarding Trump's reputation. The payment, made through a shell company called Essential Consultants, would later become a focal point of legal scrutiny and a key piece of evidence in the ongoing battle between the state and Trump. But the Stormy Daniels scandal was just the tip of the iceberg. As investigators dug deeper, a web of questionable financial transactions, shady business deals, and potential campaign finance violations began to unravel. And at the center of it all was Michael Cohen. In 2018, the world watched in awe as Cohen, facing mounting legal pressure, made an unexpected decision. He turned against his longtime boss and mentor, Donald Trump, and began cooperating with federal prosecutors. Cohen's cooperation would be a turning point in the saga, as he provided investigators with a treasure trove of information about Trump's business practices, personal affairs, and potential wrongdoing. Cohen's journey from loyal confidant to vocal critic is nothing short of astonishing. Once considered Trump's fixer, Cohen's testimony came as a surprise in the political landscape. Cohen's public testimony before the House Oversight Committee in February 2019 was pivotal. In his opening statement, he didn't hold back, calling Trump a racist, con man, and cheat. He revealed that Trump had directed him to make hush money payments to women who claimed to have had affairs with the president, including adult film star Stormy Daniels.
What are you going to do? You're going to fight with him? The answer is no. So he said, yeah, it's the nicest looking tie I've ever seen. That's how he speaks. He doesn't give you questions. He doesn't give you orders.
But Cohen's revelations didn't stop there. He also provided evidence of Trump's involvement in potential campaign finance violations. Cohen pleaded guilty to these charges, stating that he had acted at Trump's direction. This significantly damaged Trump's credibility and raised serious legal concerns. But what led Cohen to break ranks and turn against Trump? According to Cohen, it was a combination of factors. He claimed witnessing Trump's behavior and actions firsthand made him question his loyalty. Cohen also expressed concern for the country's future under Trump's leadership. Cohen's testimony revealed a side of the president many had suspected but had not seen so explicitly. While some questioned Cohen's motives and credibility, his testimony shed light on the questionable practices within Trump's inner circle. It served as a wake-up call for many who had previously supported the president without question. As the legal repercussions of Cohen's actions unfolded, his relationship with Trump deteriorated further. Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison for his role in campaign finance violations and other crimes. John Bolton.
I think it would be chaotic and unpredictable. I do think it's important that national security play a larger role in this election. It's been a mistake since the collapse of the Soviet Union in America that we haven't.
John Bolton, a seasoned diplomat and foreign policy expert, served as Trump's national security advisor from April 2018 to September 2019. Bolton, a seasoned foreign policy hawk with a reputation for his hardline stance on international affairs, and Donald Trump, a brash and unconventional public figure, appeared to be an odd couple. However, their initial collaboration revealed surprising areas of agreement and shared goals. One of the key areas where Bolton and Trump found common ground was their skepticism toward multilateral agreements and institutions. Both men believed in prioritizing American interests above all else and were critical of what they perceived as the erosion of American sovereignty. This shared worldview made them question the effectiveness of international organizations such as the United Nations and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Another area of agreement between Bolton and Trump was their tough stance on Iran. Controversy and clashes over policy decisions marked Bolton's tenure in the Trump administration. His departure from the White House was anything but amicable. unforgettable. He publicly criticized Trump, calling him incompetent and unfit for office. Bolton's scathing remarks were met with shock and disbelief, as he was one of the highest-ranking officials to question the president's capabilities at the time openly. One of the key points of contention between Bolton and Trump was their differing views on foreign policy. Bolton, known for his hawkish stance, believed in a more aggressive approach towards countries like Iran and North Korea. However, he clashed with Trump, who favored a more unconventional and unpredictable approach. Also, in July 2019, a whistleblower complaint alleged that Trump had pressured Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, a potential political rival, and his son Hunter Biden. Bolton, who was present during key discussions related to Ukraine, reportedly expressed concerns about the administration's actions. Bolton's memoir, The Room Where It Happened, provided further insight into his tumultuous relationship with Trump. In the book, Bolton claimed that Trump's foreign policy decisions were often driven by self-interest rather than the country's best interests. He accused Trump of making decisions based on personal gain and political calculations. The revelations in Bolton's memoir caused a media frenzy and reignited debates about Trump's leadership style. Critics argued that Bolton's claims validated concerns about Trump's lack of experience and his tendency to prioritize personal interests over national security. His departure from the Trump administration was not without controversy. Trump claimed that he had fired Bolton, while Bolton maintained that he had resigned. The conflicting narratives added another layer of intrigue to their already strained relationship. Despite their differences, Bolton's time in the Trump administration was not without accomplishments. He played a key role in shaping the administration's policies on issues such as Iran, Venezuela, and North Korea. However, his departure highlighted the challenges of working under a president with a unique leadership style. Rex Tillerson, a former CEO of ExxonMobil, served as Trump's Secretary of State from February 2017 to March 2018. It all began in December 2016 when President-elect Donald Trump announced his nomination of Rex Tillerson as Secretary of State. This unexpected choice raised eyebrows and sparked curiosity among political pundits and the public alike. Tillerson, a seasoned businessman with extensive experience in the oil and gas industry, seemed like an unconventional pick for such a crucial diplomatic role. However, Trump saw in him a kindred spirit, a successful deal-maker who could bring his business acumen to the world stage. Their alliance was built on a shared vision of putting America's interests first and believing in the power of negotiation. Both men were known for their assertive and sometimes controversial leadership styles, further fueling their connection. Tillerson's confirmation hearings were intensely scrutinized as senators questioned his ties to Russia and his stance on key foreign policy issues. Despite the controversy, he managed to secure the support of the Senate and assumed office in February 2017. The early days of their partnership were marked by a sense of optimism and a promise of a new era in American diplomacy. Tillerson embarked on his first official trip as Secretary of State, visiting key allies and engaging in high-level negotiations. Tillerson's public statements about Trump were astonishing. In an interview, he referred to Trump as undisciplined and claimed that the president often wanted to do illegal things.
For a man who is pretty undisciplined, doesn't like to read, doesn't read briefing reports, doesn't like to get into the details of a lot of things, but rather just kind of says, look, this is what I believe.
The strained relationship between Tillerson and Trump was evident from the start. Reports suggested they clashed on various policy issues, including the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Agreement. Tillerson's more measured and diplomatic approach often clashed with Trump's unconventional style. One of the most infamous incidents involving Tillerson was his firing via tweet. In March 2018, Trump took to Twitter to announce Tillerson's departure, catching both Tillerson and the public off guard. His dismissal's abrupt and impersonal manner further highlighted the tumultuous nature of their relationship. Tillerson's departure from the Trump administration was met with mixed reactions. Some praised him for his professionalism and dedication to public service, while others criticized him for not being able to navigate the political landscape effectively. Regardless of opinions, Tillerson's departure marked another blow to Trump's inner circle. In the aftermath of his departure, Tillerson gave a candid speech at the Virginia Military Institute, where he expressed concern about the state of American democracy. He warned of the dangers of a society that is undisciplined, untruthful, and led by a leader who is not guided by a set of principles. His words resonated with many who had concerns about Trump's leadership style. His remarks shed light on the challenges those working within the Trump administration faced and the ethical dilemmas they encountered. While Tillerson's tenure as Secretary of State was short-lived, his impact on the Trump administration cannot be overlooked. His criticisms and warnings about Trump's behavior and leadership style added to the growing chorus of voices questioning the president's fitness for office. Omarosa Manigault, Omarosa Manigault burst onto the scene in the first season of The Apprentice in 2004, leaving an indelible mark on viewers with her fierce determination and unapologetic attitude. Her sharp wit and cunning strategies quickly caught the attention of Donald Trump. Impressed by her tenacity and business acumen, Trump saw something in Omarosa that he believed could be harnessed for success in Omarosa. He recognized her potential and offered her a position within his organization, solidifying their professional relationship beyond the confines of reality TV. Omarosa's role in Trump's administration began in 2017 when she was appointed Director of Communications for the Office of Public Liaison. It was a position of significant influence, allowing her to bridge the gap between the White House and various interest groups. With her charismatic personality and ability to navigate complex political landscapes, Omarosa seemed the perfect fit for the role. However, as time passed, cracks began appearing in their once seemingly unbreakable bond. Rumors of power struggles and clashes behind closed doors started to surface, hinting at a growing tension between the two strong-willed individuals. Her time in the White House was far from ordinary, as she secretly recorded conversations and made shocking claims about Trump's mental state. Manigault's decision to secretly record conversations in the White House was met with controversy and raised questions about ethics and loyalty. An insider's account of the Trump White House, Manigault made startling allegations about Trump's mental decline. She claimed that she witnessed signs of cognitive decline and erratic behavior, which she believed posed a threat to the country. Manigault's revelations about Trump's mental state added fuel to the ongoing debates about his fitness for office. Regardless of opinions, Manigault's account provided a unique perspective on the inner workings of the Trump administration. In the aftermath of her dismissal, Omarosa did not shy away from the spotlight. Instead, she chose to expose what she believed to be the truth about her former boss. In a shocking tell-all book, she alleged that Trump was unfit for office, painting a picture of a chaotic and dysfunctional administration. The accusations against the president were met with fierce denials and counterattacks, creating a media frenzy that seemed to have no end in sight. The impact of the book was immediate and far-reaching. It sparked a media frenzy, dominating headlines and fueling intense debates nationwide. The fallout extended beyond the book's pages as the public absorbed the shocking revelations. Omarosa embarked on a media blitz, appearing on talk shows and news outlets to discuss her experiences in the Trump administration further. Her interviews were filled with bombshell statements and provocative sound bites, ensuring her voice remained front and center in the national conversation. Meanwhile, Trump and his allies launched a counterattack. Amid the storm, both Omarosa and Trump faced personal consequences. Omarosa's decision to speak out against the president came at a price. She faced backlash from former colleagues and friends, with some accusing her of betrayal and opportunism. Her reputation took a hit, and she found herself navigating a new reality as a polarizing figure in the political arena. Anthony Scaramucci. Born on January 6, 1964, in Long Island, New York, Scaramucci had always been charismatic and ambitious. After graduating from Harvard Law School, he embarked on a successful career in finance, founding his investment firm, Skybridge Capital. With his sharp business acumen and undeniable charm, Scaramucci quickly made a name for himself in the financial world. Scaramucci's unwavering support for Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential campaign caught the attention of the then president-elect. Impressed by Scaramucci's loyalty and business acumen, Trump saw him as a valuable asset to his administration. Anthony Scaramucci, often called the Mooch, had a brief but memorable tenure as the White House Communications Director, lasting only 10 days. As Scaramucci settled into his new role, he wasted no time making his presence felt. Known for his bold and outspoken nature, he quickly became a media sensation, captivating audiences with his unfiltered remarks and colorful language. His relentless loyalty to President Trump and commitment to defending the administration's policies made him a polarizing figure in the political landscape. Little did anyone know that Scaramucci's tenure as the White House Communications Director would be short-lived, marked by controversy and internal power struggles. The stage was set for a clash of titans between Scaramucci and Donald Trump. Despite his short time in the administration, the prominent financier and Wall Street tycoon made headlines with his candid remarks about Trump's rhetoric and leadership style. Scaramucci's departure from the Trump administration was full of controversy. In an interview with The New Yorker, he made scathing remarks about Trump, calling his rhetoric divisive and racist. He also referred to certain members of the administration as paranoid schizophrenics. In subsequent interviews, Scaramucci continued to express his concerns about Trump's leadership. He described the president as unstable and incapable of leading.
A man who has left the country we all love weaker, poorer, and sicker due to his malevolence and incompetence.
The clash between Scaramucci and Trump was not only limited to the media. Their power struggle behind closed doors was equally intense. Scaramucci's aggressive and confrontational style clashed with the more traditional approach favored by some members of the administration, leading to internal tensions and divisions. Scaramucci's outspokenness made him a target of criticism from Trump's loyal supporters, but he stood by his convictions. His decision to speak out against Trump was met with mixed reactions. Some praised his honesty and willingness to challenge the status quo, while others accused him of seeking attention and personal gain. Regardless of opinions, Scaramucci's remarks shed light on the inner workings of the Trump administration. Jeff Sessions, a seasoned politician and former senator from Alabama, took on the role of Attorney General in the early days of the Trump administration. As the nation's top law enforcement officer, Sessions was tasked with upholding the rule of law and ensuring justice. However, from the very beginning, tensions simmered between Sessions and President Donald Trump. Despite being one of Trump's earliest supporters during the 2016 presidential campaign, Sessions was at odds with the president on several key issues. Sessions took a hardline stance on immigration, advocating for stricter enforcement of immigration laws and cracking down on illegal immigration. He supported Trump's controversial travel ban, targeting several predominantly Muslim countries, and pushed for the implementation of stricter border control measures. However, Trump felt that Sessions did not go far enough in his efforts to curb immigration and criticized him for not being tough on border security. Sessions held a more traditional and conservative approach to criminal justice, favoring tough sentencing and strict enforcement of drug laws. On the other hand, Trump expressed support for criminal justice reform efforts, including reducing mandatory minimum sentences and promoting rehabilitation programs. This difference in approach led to disagreements between Sessions and the president on addressing the issue of criminal justice reform. Sessions took a strong stance against the legalization of marijuana, reversing Obama-era policies that allowed states to implement their marijuana laws without federal interference. Trump, on the other hand, expressed a more lenient view on marijuana legalization, stating that he would support states' rights to decide their marijuana policies. This difference in opinion created tension between Sessions and the president on how to handle the issue of marijuana at the federal level. Their relationship with Trump took a dramatic turn, ultimately leading to his resignation and public criticism of the president's immigration policies. Sessions' decision to recuse himself from the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election was a turning point in his relationship with Trump. The recusal, which Sessions believed was necessary due to his involvement in Trump's campaign, angered the former president. Trump publicly criticized Sessions for not protecting him from the investigation. The strained relationship between Sessions and Trump only intensified as time went on. Trump publicly criticized Sessions on numerous occasions, both in interviews and on social media, questioning his loyalty and effectiveness as Attorney General. The president's relentless attacks on Sessions became a recurring theme in the media, fueling speculation about the future of their relationship. The public attacks from Trump took a toll on Sessions, and he eventually resigned from his position as Attorney General. Sessions expressed gratitude for the opportunity to serve in his resignation letter, but clarified that he was resigning at the president's request. After leaving the administration, Sessions did not shy away from criticizing Trump's immigration policies. He referred to them as an effort to frighten America and expressed concerns about the long-term consequences of such policies. Sessions' public criticism added to the growing voices questioning the administration's approach to immigration. Despite their differences, Sessions remained a loyal supporter of Trump's agenda. He continued to advocate for conservative policies and even ran for his former Senate seat in Alabama. However, his public criticism of Trump's immigration policies demonstrated his willingness to speak out when he believed necessary. John Kelly. Born in Boston, Massachusetts in the early 1950s, John Francis Kelly grew up in a working-class family. From a young age, he displayed a strong sense of discipline and a commitment to public service. After graduating from the University of Massachusetts, Kelly joined the Marine Corps, embarking on a distinguished military career that would shape his character and leadership style. Kelly's military journey took him to various corners of the world, including combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. His dedication and strategic acumen earned him numerous accolades, eventually leading to his appointment as the United States Southern Command Commander. During this time, Kelly caught the attention of then-President Barack Obama, who recognized his exceptional leadership skills. In 2016, 2017, with the inauguration of Donald Trump, John Kelly was tapped to serve as the White House Chief of Staff, a position that would thrust him into the heart of the Trump administration. Known for his no-nonsense approach and unwavering loyalty, Kelly quickly established himself as a key figure within the administration. However, tensions between Kelly and Trump began to simmer beneath the surface as time passed. While Kelly was known for his strict adherence to protocol and discipline, Trump's unorthodox style and controversial penchant often clashed with Kelly's vision of order and stability. One of the earliest points of contention between the two men arose during the implementation of Trump's controversial travel ban, which sought to restrict entry into the United States from several predominantly Muslim countries. Kelly, a staunch advocate for national security, found himself caught between his duty to uphold the president's policies and his commitment to protecting the integrity of the nation's immigration system. Over time, the strain between Kelly and Trump became increasingly evident. Reports of clashes behind closed doors and disagreements over policy decisions began to leak to the media, fueling speculation of a growing rift within the White House. The breaking point came in the summer of 2018, when Kelly found himself at odds with Trump over the administration's zero-tolerance policy on immigration, which resulted in the separation of families at the border. Kelly, a father himself, was deeply troubled by the humanitarian crisis unfolding before his eyes. His attempts to advocate for a more compassionate approach clashed with Trump's hardline stance, leading to a public showdown that would reverberate throughout the nation. The clash between John Kelly and Donald Trump has been a roller coaster ride of power struggles, conflicting ideologies, and intense personal clashes. Despite their public denials, it became clear that the strain between Kelly and Trump was irreparable. The rumors of Kelly's departure from the White House proved true, as he ultimately stepped down from his position as Chief of Staff. The departure of John Kelly marked the end of an era in the Trump administration. It had been flooded with controversy, power struggles, and a clash of personalities that had captivated the nation. But with his exit, the dynamics within the White House would shift again as a new Chief of Staff stepped into the fray. Don McGahn, a prominent lawyer, served as the White House counsel from January 2017 to October 2018. It all began in the early days of Trump's presidency. McGahn, a seasoned lawyer with a reputation for his conservative views, was appointed to the prestigious position of White House counsel. Little did he know that his tenure would be marked by constant turmoil and a battle for the soul of the administration. One of the first major challenges McGahn faced was the appointment of Supreme Court justices. Trump, determined to leave a lasting conservative legacy, sought to reshape the highest court in the land. McGahn, a staunch conservative himself, was tasked with vetting potential nominees and guiding them through the confirmation process. McGahn's time in the Trump administration was marked by clashes and ethical dilemmas, as he found himself at odds with the president on multiple occasions. One of the most significant moments involving McGahn was his refusal to carry out Trump's orders to fire special counsel Robert Mueller. McGahn believed that such an action would have serious legal consequences and could potentially obstruct justice. His decision to stand his ground showcased his commitment to upholding the rule of law. In interviews and testimonies, McGahn described Trump's behavior as out of bounds and expressed concerns about the president's actions. He provided valuable insights into the inner workings of the Trump administration and the challenges faced by those in positions of power. McGahn's testimony before the House Judiciary Committee shed light on the events surrounding the Mueller investigation and the president's attempts to influence it. His candid revelations added to the growing concerns about potential obstruction of justice and abuse of power. The clash came to a head during the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. Trump, eager to secure a conservative majority on the Supreme Court, pushed for Kavanaugh's nomination despite mounting allegations of sexual misconduct. McGahn, aware of the potential backlash and the need for a thorough investigation, urged caution, but Trump was adamant. He saw Kavanaugh as his ticket to cementing a conservative legacy and was willing to overlook any allegations. McGahn found himself caught between his duty to the president and his commitment to upholding the integrity of the judicial system. As the confirmation hearings unfolded, the nation watched in disbelief. Accusations flew, testimonies were given, and the divide between supporters and critics grew wider. McGahn, tasked with shepherding Kavanaugh through the process, found himself in the eye of the storm. Throughout it all, McGahn remained steadfast in his belief in the rule of law. He fought to ensure a fair and thorough investigation, even as Trump and his allies sought to undermine the process. The clash between McGahn's commitment to the truth and Trump's desire for political victory became a defining moment in their tumultuous relationship. Despite Despite their differences, McGahn remained loyal to Trump's agenda and played a key role in shaping the administration's policies, particularly in judicial appointments. However, his refusal to carry out Trump's orders and his subsequent testimony showcased a commitment to upholding the principles of justice and the rule of law. Regardless of opinions, McGahn's testimony provided valuable insights into the inner workings of the Trump administration. John Dowd, a seasoned lawyer, served as one of Trump's legal advisors during a critical period of his presidency. Dowd's time in the Trump administration was full of clashes and frustrations, as he found himself at odds with the president on numerous occasions. Dowd's decision to leave Trump's legal team was a result of his frustration with the president's refusal to follow his advice. He believed that Trump's actions were detrimental to his legal defense and could potentially hinder the progress of the investigation led by special counsel Robert Mueller. Throughout his tenure as Trump's personal attorney, Dowd found himself at the center of numerous legal challenges. From the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election to the impeachment proceedings, Dowd played a pivotal role in navigating the legal minefield surrounding the Trump administration. However, it was during the investigation led by special counsel Robert Mueller that tensions between Dowd and Trump reached a boiling point. Dowd's approach to handling the investigation clashed with Trump's desire for a more aggressive defense strategy. This clash of personalities and legal strategies would ultimately lead to a dramatic falling out between the two. In an interview, Dowd did not mince his words when describing Trump. He referred to him as a liar and expressed his concerns about the president's credibility. Dowd's candid remarks shed light on the strained relationship between him and Trump and the challenges faced by those trying to provide legal counsel to the president. Dowd's departure from the Trump legal team showcased the difficulties of working with a client who disregarded advice and acted impulsively. His decision to speak out about Trump's behavior added to the growing concerns about the president's credibility and approach to legal matters. John Dowd's legal career spanned several decades, earning him a reputation as a formidable litigator. He had a knack for handling complex cases and was known for his strategic thinking and meticulous attention to detail. Dowd's expertise in white-collar crime and extensive experience in high-stakes legal battles made him a force to be reckoned with in the political landscape. Dowd crossed paths with Donald Trump in the early 2000s when he represented him in a high-profile business dispute. Impressed by Dowd's legal prowess, Trump quickly recognized his value and enlisted him as part of his legal team during the tumultuous years of his presidency. Despite their differences, Dowd remained loyal to Trump's agenda and supported him publicly. However, his public criticism of the president's behavior and decision to leave the legal team demonstrated his willingness to prioritize his professional integrity over blind loyalty. Dowd's remarks shed light on the complexities of providing legal counsel to a president under scrutiny. James Mattis. Born on September 8, 1950 in Pullman, Washington, James Mattis developed a passion for military service from an early age. His father, John West Mattis, served in the U.S. Army during World War II, instilling a deep respect for the armed forces in young James. James Mattis, a name that resonates with strength and military prowess, has had a remarkable journey that led him to become a prominent figure in American politics. The initial collaboration between James Mattis and Donald Trump was full of optimism and anticipation. Trump saw in Mattis a seasoned military leader with a wealth of experience. On the other hand, Mattis viewed his role as Secretary of Defense as an opportunity to serve his country and provide steady leadership in a time of uncertainty. In the early days of the Trump administration, Mattis and Trump appeared aligned on key issues. Both emphasized the need to rebuild the military, enhance national security, and project American strength globally. Mattis, known for his no-nonsense approach and deep understanding of military strategy, seemed the perfect fit for Trump's vision of a strong and assertive America. However, it didn't take long for disagreements to surface between Mattis and Trump. One of the first major points of contention was the issue of NATO. During his campaign, Trump had been critical of the alliance, questioning its relevance and burden sharing among member countries. On the other hand, Mattis recognized the importance of NATO as a cornerstone of transatlantic security and stability. The clash between their differing views on NATO set the stage for future disagreements. Another area of disagreement was the Iran nuclear deal. Trump, a vocal critic of the agreement, believed it was a flawed deal that did not do enough to curb Iran's nuclear ambitions. Mattis, while acknowledging the deal's imperfections, argued that it was in the best interest of the United States to uphold the agreement and worked towards addressing its shortcomings through diplomatic channels. The issue of troop deployments and military interventions also became a source of tension between Mattis and Trump. Drawing on his extensive military experience, Mattis advocated for a more cautious and deliberative approach when it came to military engagements. On the other hand, Trump expressed a desire to withdraw troops from certain regions and adopt a more isolationist stance. This fundamental difference in approach led to clashes over the United States' role in conflicts such as Syria and Afghanistan. Despite these disagreements, Mattis remained committed to his role as Secretary of Defense and sought to provide steady leadership within the administration. He often found himself mitigating the potential consequences of Trump's decisions, working behind the scenes to ensure that the military's interests were protected and that strategic objectives were met. However, the strain between Mattis and Trump reached a breaking point in December 2018. In a scathing resignation letter, and expressed his belief in maintaining strong alliances and upholding American values. His departure marked a significant loss for the Trump administration and raised questions about the future direction of U.S. national security policy. With so many prominent people disassociating themselves from Trump, his chances of winning the 2024 election are bleak. This is assuming he would qualify to run, considering all the legal troubles he is facing. Watch the next video to learn more about Trump's legal and political woes.